and the halberd used in the final moments of King Richard's life. It was only about that long. And it's used for cutting bushes, hedges, that sort of stuff. Although the land is not separated by hedgerows at this point in history, but there's still bushes to chop down. The metal, wrought iron, cheap and easy to make. Good, because it will bend and not snap. Bad, you can't get a sharp edge on it. Yeah? If you're told you're going to war, you're probably going to look for the longest pole you can find. Yeah? And it's not a bad weapon. I mean, you can chop with it, stab with it, slice with it. If there's a row of you, horses might not charge on top of you. Possibly 80% of your army has got something like this, because most of your army are peasants and farmers. Remember, you're a peasant and farmer. Look at the length of it. Are you on a horse? No. The English fight on their feet. The French fight on their horses. Yeah? See, and we're going to call it a halberd. Our peasants and farmers would also bring something like this, which has normally got a bit of string on it, which would be a longbow. How long is a longbow? 6 foot?
6 feet.
6 feet. Little boy got older, he got taller, and his longbow got longer. So if we've got short longbows and long longbows, why call it a longbow? What shape do I look like? Crossbow, longbow, crossbow, longbow. So it's describing its shape, not its length. The great thing about this period is there's always another story. So another theory, a long pull. Not a long range, but a long pull. And another, it's longer than a crossbow. Simple as that. And again, most of your army have got something like this. Peasant and farmer, if you're an adult, it is quite long. Are you on a horse? No. Again, English on their feet. The technology, the Welsh will tell you it comes from Wales. That's where the Welsh longbowman came from. And Edward I takes great advantage of it. His son, Edward II, decides to stay on a horse. Fighting the Scottish, Robert the Bruce, Battle of Bannockburn, the Scots are on their feet with their long pole weapons, defeat the English. And they never should have done. Almost capture the king. Edward III looks at his father and says, don't stay on a horse. Looks at his grandfather and says, use the longbow on your feet. And he then wins success after success in the 100 Years' War, Battle of Poitiers, Crécy, blah, 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 blah. And in peace for hunting. The size of the barbs dependent on the game. So little rabbits, something like this I suspect, big deer, a lot wider. If you're hit by one of these on the battlefield, you've got no idea what's on the end. So would you pull it out? Probably not. Any ideas? 2 theories. Hunting game, as in birds, to hit the wing. Because what you don't want is to use one of these. The metal bit in today's money is worth about £5. Goes straight through the bird's wing. You've lost your fiver. Yeah. So that would break the bird's wing without causing too much damage. Second theory, based on, I've used that one again. So Sunday, you're doing your training, your practice. It's in the middle of sort of summer. The harvest hasn't happened yet. The grass is very, very long. You miss the target. It goes into the grass, and for the next 5 hours, you're looking for your arrows. This one, you miss your target. It bounces on top of the grass. So if you've been training since you were 7 years of age, you're now a late teenager into your 20s, would you be any good at it? On the battlefield fighting the French, you're hitting 2% of your target. Sound rubbish? If you're Henry V, they can let loose up to 10 arrows per minute. They have enough arrows for 4 minutes only. That is 200,000 arrows. 2% of that is 4,000. You've hit 4,000 French knights, French horses, French peasants, French farmers. You've caused chaos and confusion on the battlefield. And if you're Henry V, you've won the day. Good or bad? Pretty good. If you're rich and you need money, why? Because of what it's made of. We now see steel. To make steel, With your wrought iron, you have to add carbon to it. Where do you get the carbon? Well, it's just the charcoal from the barbecue. Nothing harder than that. The trick is you must add it at exactly the right temperature, and they have no thermometers. So it goes down to the skill of the artisan, the tradesman. Therefore, it becomes a rarity. Therefore, it becomes expensive. Why is steel good? It will bend without breaking, and you now can get a sharp edge on it. Two-handed, because he's on his feet. If he was on his horse, he would use his lance first. Trouble is, if that hits something, it normally shatters the lance or sticks in it. So then he would revert to his warhammer, and this one's got 1, 2, 3, some have got 4, 5, and it's to try and penetrate plate armour. Crush the armour, stab armour, poke armour, etc, etc, etc. You imagine if I'm a knight on a horse and you're a bunch of peasants, clonk, clonk, clonk. Not only the knights would use this type of weapon, another part of society would use these weapons. Any ideas?
Nobility, basically. Nobility.
And another part of society is the clue. The clergy. It was against their religion to use stabbing weapons, but it was okay to. And the halberd used in the final moments of King Richard's life. Now I'm going to put these away, otherwise people will play with them.